Okay, my name is Charles Anthony, and I'm here to throw more light on the recent happening that happened between civilians and the Nigerian army and police as well, because it involves these three both parties at Banex Plaza on the 18th of May. That's been last week. Okay, so I've seen a whole lot of rounds going on the internet, on most social media handles, and people talking about trying to throw more light on same issues as well, because I know that's their intention. But of course, I've seen a lot of people say some of the things that didn't happen and some of the stuffs that happened. You understand? And some people are given some wrong narratives on that issues, and that begins to keep me wondering, why would some persons want to say something they know nothing about? You get misleading the public, because I must tell you the truth that a whole lot of the people out there have been misled in this issue on what really transpired at Banex Plaza, we say to Abuja. So I will be giving a recap on. I'll be throwing more light on all of the happenings you get on the things that really happened at Banex Plaza. Which first I will start with the civilian, that is the person that sold. So starting with the civilian himself, yeah, that is the guy that sells phone. Yes, an iPhone was sold to this customer, this very customer, and which after using it for over a month plus, it happened not to be that the phone got swollen. That is the battery, which most times, most of these gadgets could be as a result of factory error. It could be as a result of factory error. And sometimes most of these gadgets, it also depends on the kind of charger you're using to charge those phones. Now, what some people don't know is that all of these phones are that they have this certain voltage of accessories you can use on them. Just like when you want to go get yourself a charger, you see 25 watts, you see 35 watts, you see 65 watts, and etc. We have all of those. So when you're using a device, when you have a device and you're using a charger you're using a charger that the voltage does not support that particular device, it also could be a problem. And then also, sometimes when you're overcharging your device, like you want to go to bed and you connect your device to the light and leave it for a long time, there's this tendency whereby the battery might get swollen. So either of these could be the reason why that iPhone got to have that issue. So the person here that bought the phone, that is actually using the phone, now came back with the phone to the person he bought the phone from at Banex Plaza. Now, what happened that he didn't come alone so that they could settle this thing, but yeah, he came with some officers, yeah, some military personnel. You understand? So he came with some military personnel and they came around. And one of the things that happened was that the shop, when they got to the shop, they locked the shop. The shop was actually locked. Nobody could enter and nobody could go out. You understand? So, from what we all know, at Banex Plaza, they have a police outpost there, which the reason them being there is to settle dispute between customers and people that sell items there. So a police officer was called to come and intervene and look into the matter. Yes, which of course the police officer came around and trying to see what he could do. I think they now had a misunderstanding. There's a disagreement between the police officer and the military personnel, which from there, that was where they started arguing and got to a point where the police officer had to release his tear gas. You get, so that was what now happened. Now drew the attentions of so many persons, even some of the people that are not aware of what was actually happening at that very particular store. So it was there that most of the civilians, they got to understand what is actually going on that particular store. And yeah, if we watch from the video, and as was explained properly, the few of the officers, I think about two of them, wanted to walk out of the plaza. Then the guy that owns the shop was screaming and shouting downstairs, trying to call the attention of people on what was actually happening. Then before some guys, yeah, I think yeah, the normal popular name, they will always call these guys, when you go to most markets, they call them Oja boys, if you know what I mean. Yeah, Oja. Now the word Oja is a normal slangs that is being used in describing boys that are hustling in every market. You know, those guys that when you come to the market, they will tell you, sir, what do you want to buy? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? And all of that. So they are the people they call Oja boys. So the Oja boys now came in not asking or not even wanting to know what happened. And that was how they confronted the officers and started hitting them, beating them. You know, in so many ways, just like when we look at the video, man, it's something else. When I watched the video, I'm not a personnel, but I was really pissed off. That was inhuman. That was too rough. That was too bad. It is unacceptable, honestly. Beating and hitting a military personnel on uniform is a big assault. As much as I know, and as much as we all Nigerians know, it's a big offense on the military, which if there would have been an agreement or understanding between both parties, there wouldn't have been an assault. So, to this point, there are things that people need to know as a civilian. Yes, of course, the military knows what all that they need to know. But then, as a civilian, in order for this whole stuff not to be happening, because right now, who are the people suffering this right now? The tenants at Banex Plaza. People are now suffering. I know a whole lot of family men out there that cannot provide for their family anymore because these few days they've not been able to do business again. And also looking at the rounds on social media, people making some comments, especially civilians, saying some of the stuff they don't know. Some people saying that they are right, but then what exactly is your right? Now, as a civilian, what you need to do, if at all you probably maybe being assaulted by a military personnel. Now, in the army, there is what we call Department of Civil Military Affairs. That's exactly where you, as a civilian, if being assaulted by a military personnel, you have to go there, lay your complaints down, and of course, all of these things will be settled and sorted out. Now, I totally condemn the action of the public, of the boys, yes, of the Oja boys, yes, because most of them, 100% of the boys you saw out there that were engaging all of those stuff, they are all Oja boys. That is the street hustlers, those boys that hustle, try to get something for themselves, not actually shop owners. But then it has implicated the shop owners. So now to clear the air and to let civilians and everyone out there to know really the pain of the Nigerian military is this: you are not on any circumstance supposed to lay your hand on a military personnel that is on uniform, not even just the Nigerian army, even civil defense. You are not supposed to lay your hand on any uniform man or woman representing Nigeria. Now, the assault on those soldier men is a big insult and a slap to the Nigerian government, to the Nigeria at whole, to the Nigerian army, and to the president himself. So, I just want us to understand the gravity of this issue, why it is still this high, So, abusing or hitting a military personnel that is on uniform, it's not allowed, it's not proper. Even though he or she is not in uniform, once he or she identifies herself or himself by showing his ID card, of course, you have to give him and accord him that respect. So if at all he or she, abuses you, there is a place where you have to go and table your complaint, and of course, you will get justice. Just like I said again, Department of Civil Military Affairs is actually, and there's a code, there's a number you can always call if at all any of this happens. So what I think the owner of the shop would have done is this. Yes, there's an issue here, there's an issue. There had to be a dialogue, Yes, there had to be a dialogue. Yeah, okay, this is what we'll do. Maybe we can probably pick another phone, another device, and then add some money, These are some of the ways you settle a lot of these things. Maybe add some money and then you later go fix the phone. You understand? And put it in good condition. Of course, you can still make yourself. And there's options. I don't know if they made all these options, they touched all these possible options to resolve this matter, but which of course, whatever it is, led to the fight. Now, to the public out there and to the other boys, I want to draw to your note that you're not supposed to hit military personnel or any officer that is on uniform. It is a punishable offense. It can take you to prison.